Hi guys, this is Mr. Assassin and I'm here today to do Toriko chapter 306 review. Uh, this chapter, a very simple chapter just like the last one. I wasn't expecting any uh, different stuff in the chapter. Uh, they were supposed to do Embu training, and last chapter was the beginning of the Embu training. Now is the continuation of that. So nothing big happened, although we had a what the fuck moment at the end of the chapter. Uh, that was also the moment that united the kings, uh, the most important moment. So first of all, let me take it from the beginning. They aren't able to understand what Embu is exactly. They aren't able to unite their cells because their cells are just different in their normal state. In their normal state, in a normal shooting environment, their cells just do different things. They do what they were programmed for. They don't unite to do one single thing. Um, and Toriko, Sunny, and Coco are doing it the wrong way. They are thinking that somehow this can be trained through force, through so they are using their abilities that they learned before. Like Toriko is using his sense, his strength to try to juggle the balls. Um, Coco is using his electromagnetic waves. Sunny is using his spacing out, his intuition, and none of those things work. In fact, the only one who actually takes a step back and looks at the entire picture is Zebra. Zebra takes a step back, he doesn't do nothing, he just thinks about it. Okay, so what is this stuff? Did I feel it before while I was fighting in nature? And he remembers that he felt this before in nature, in other creatures he has fought with. But he cannot exactly pinpoint the moment he felt it. And he's trying to think about that. So actually, Zebra is closer to finding Embu than the others are, because the others are relying on their powers to learn Embu. Uh, and Zebra actually tries to take a look at the entire thing, an overview, so to say. What actually shocked me the most in this chapter was Terry, Kiss, and Queen. Terry, Kiss, and Queen were actually doing the same trade, and that's very important because I don't know if in the wild the battle wolves know Embu, for example. If somehow they get to the continent of the Mother Snake or the Emperor Crow or the battle wolves, I don't know if those species know Embu. But Terry, Kiss, and Queen, if they learn everything that Coco, Sunny, and Toriko know, they would be much stronger than their actual species. You gotta think about that, because later on in the Toriko series, let's say chapter 500, when they meet the battle wolf may actually be 6019 power level. Maybe he can spike it to 8000, who knows. But Terry might be even more powerful in the battle wolf, because by then he would have learned Embu, he would have learned all other skills that I'm sure Toriko and company would learn on their journey. So the fact that the pets are learning, the companions, I shouldn't say the pets because they're companions, and it also shows their intelligence, the level of intelligence. They know that if they don't learn this, they would become burdens to their masters, to their friends actually. So they are trying to keep up the pace, to learn, to not become burdens, to actually be able to help. That shows intelligence. And getting back to what I was saying, if they learn all these different types of skills in the journey that they will have with Toriko and company, then they would actually become more powerful than the kings. That's my assumption. And they actually are training to become more powerful than Heracles, which they knew from the beginning they didn't stand a chance against. So that's one thing. And it's shockingly, for me, it's shockingly because so far, Terry Kiss and Queen, they have been shoved in the back. There was a time when they actually helped Toriko, Sunny, and Coco. There was a time when they actually relied on their companions a lot more. But now, with the power up that they have, Terikis and Queen have just been shoved in the back. And to see this, it's actually making me happy because that means that in the future they will have more relevance. And I want them to have more relevance. I don't want them to just become pets, as I was saying, just be there for the fun of it. I actually wanted them to help the main characters. So that's okay. Very okay. That's actually terrific. Um, okay. So they cannot grasp the what Embu actually is and how I need to get a haircut. They cannot grasp Embu and how actually they can make the cells work together. And Kaka tells them that there's a trick to it, but they need to use their vast battle experience in order to grasp that trick. And they are thinking, but they cannot exactly pinpoint it. And in that second, from the mountain, an aura of death comes plunging down to the bottom of the mountain, and everybody shits their pants in a way. Um, and it was the Monkey King. The Monkey King, after a whole day of hiding, got out and realized that nobody was coming to look for him. And for less than 1 second, this guy actually got serious and he was angry. In that fraction of a second, Corey, Corey, Toriko, Coco, Sunny, Zebra, Teddy, Kiss, Queen, Kaka, everyone in that fraction of a second, they saw their whole life flashing for their eyes. That, for Toriko, that single fraction of a second lasted 30 years because he saw his entire life, his own contradictions, his own impediments, everything. He saw them flashing before his eyes because the intent to kill of the Monkey King was so huge that they actually thought they were going to die. And that was from this guy getting angry a fraction of a second. And then this guy is Bambina is stupidly crazy. I mean, he's stupidly crazy. I don't know how to say it. He got mad that nobody was coming to search for him, and for a fraction of a second, that intent to kill them flashed from the top of the mountain to the lower part of the mountain. But then he actually thought, oh, I must have actually picked a very good hiding spot and they didn't find me and they gave up. And then he was happy again. He was happy that he picked a very good hiding spot and he wasn't discovered. And then he just skipped around to the top of the mountain and went to do other stupid shit. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But, I mean, he's crazy. He's crazy. And I don't think that they will be able to defeat him. I just don't see it happening because this guy, no. One flick of the finger and Zebra's head was off, and he didn't even hit him. It was the air from the finger that no. They are defeating. They are not defeating this guy. But as I stated in a previous video, I think he is going to enjoy playing with them, and he's going to give his balls as an offering, because with Embu he can just go out of balls. Yeah, that's the way it is. It's a loophole. Um, anyway, in that fraction of a second, when they were all terrified and they were all thinking that they will die, the survivor instinct kicked in, because any animal, when faced with the unknown, backs off. You can see a lion that could easily kill, and if you watch Animal Planet, you know what I'm talking about. You can see a lion that could easily kill a human being, and this guy in Animal Planet just made a step close to the lion in the wild, in the savannah. So wild lion. He made a step towards the lion, and the lion took a step back, because humans were not from that environment. He didn't know humans. For the lion, humans were the unknown, and everybody, when faced with the unknown, takes a step back and asserts the situation. But if they are pushed against the wall, they will attack, and that's what happened here. They were pushed. Toriko, Coco, Sunny, Zeba, everyone was pushed against the wall, because in that second, in that fraction of a second, Bambina could have killed them all, and they were pushed against the wall. And when you get pushed against the wall, your survival instinct kicks in. Sorry, let me take a drink of tea. So the survival instinct kicked in, and in that fraction of a second, all of the cells were having the same goal: to survive. Every single cell in their bodies was having was having one main goal: to survive. So they were all united. And Zebra realized that, okay, so that's where I saw it before in nature, when I was fighting in the species that I killed. The zebra was locked up because he killed the entire species. He eradicated them from the face of the earth because they were too cocky. Yeah. Anyway, he realized that in someone dying, all the cells in that moment are trying to survive. I cannot put it any better than that. So that spark kicked in, actually gave them the clue to how to learn Embu. And we can see Toriko that for the first time he can catch a BB pill for the first time. And Kaka even says that, welcome to the gates of Embu. So this is just the beginning. Just the beginning. But now they have a clue to how to learn Embu. And that was the chapter, basically. Simple chapter. But I like it. I like, of course, the hype about Bambina, because it's always hype with Toriko. And I also like the fact that Terikis and Queen are learning Embu. I love it. Okay, so that's the chapter. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.